Well, it could be the worst assault on Christians since the Middle Ages. Christians now under attack as Egypt slips closer to civil war. Muslim Brotherhood supporters stepping up their assaults on Christians, their churches, their homes, their businesses throughout the country. The best number out there seems to be that 38 churches have been burned across the country. 23 have been damaged. Dozens of homes and businesses, as I said, have been looted and burned. Some attackers have desecrated sacred graves. I'm joined now by Walid Phares, Fox News Middle East and terrorism analyst, and Rich Lowry, the editor at the National Review and a Fox News contributor. Gentlemen, welcome to both of you. You know, we talk so much about what's going on in Egypt, but when you read deeper into these stories of the priests and the nuns at these churches who are living in absolute terror, who felt that under the prior regime they had some kind of protection, in these churches where they have been holding masses for hundreds and hundreds of years, which now for the very first time in their history have no masses anymore. There's a very large implication to what's happening here, Rich, is there not?
Yeah, it's heartbreaking and extremely disturbing. A lot of the church burnings started on August 14th, the day the military cracked down on the Muslim Brotherhood encampments, but the violence has rolled on in the days subsequent to that. And one historian I talked to for a column I wrote about this says it reminds him of what happened in Egypt in 1321, when there was a similar wave of church burnings that really signaled the start of a centuries-long persecution of Coptic Christians in Egypt, which took the population roughly from somewhere less than half of the Egyptian population to its current 10%. And what we may be witnessing here is the start of the complete uprooting of Coptic Christians in Egypt, where eventually there'll basically be none left.
And that's the goal, Walid, is it not, of the Muslim Brotherhood, to eradicate all Christianity from this area?
Well, the jihadists have said it very clearly. Their allies, the Salafists, who are the allies of the Brotherhood, and many elements of the Brotherhood have been seen on YouTube making those threats. The problem is the sheer size of the drama, and it has to do with the size of the Copts. Yes, they are a minority in Egypt, but they are 12 million. There are more Copts living in Cairo than Palestinians living in Gaza. So the attacks against the churches by the elements of the Brotherhood and the jihadists, they have reached 61 total with churches and centers. But more important, when you deter and terrorize the Copts from going to their centers, what they're going to be thinking about is leaving the country. So it's an indirect form of an ethnic cleansing against the Christian community of Egypt.
Yeah, you know, Rich, there's a perception in some of what you read that, well, this is a civil war, you know, and the Christians have come down on the side of the military and the Muslim Brotherhood is on the other side. So this isn't really religious in nature. This is just that they sided with the wrong folks. And the president did mention the burning of these churches very briefly. I think you called it a parenthetical phrase, a three-word phrase in his speech the other day. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, the Coptic Christians had sided with the latest revolution against Muslim Brotherhood rule, but that they weren't the decisive force. You know, again, they're about 10% of the country, and it was a broad-based movement. But the Muslim Brotherhood's propaganda, it's very similar to anti-Semitic propaganda. It portrays the Christians as this foreign, secret hand within the country that's controlling everything, and it kind of whips up this hysteria. But what's been very disturbing about this, Martha, it's not just Muslim Brotherhood gangs going from church to church. It is local neighbors embedded in the communities who are lashing out like this, and how you repair that kind of hatred after an event like this is a very fraught question.
Great piece on this. We got to go. We've got breaking news. We will continue this discussion. Thank you so much to you both.